All right, everybody, you've been doing such a good job in class. We had an awesome week too. What I wanted to do is just send you guys this video so that if you have any questions this week, you can go to the video and hopefully it will answer those questions. If the video still doesn't answer your questions, feel free to email me though. My email is adam@learnmusicnc.com. But what I want to recap today is just what we talked about in class, okay? I'm not going to hit everything. I'm just going to hit the things that have to do with what you need to practice this week. So we talked about the basics of reading music, all right? And we talked about time signatures and treble clefs and staffs. So I'm just going to let you guys look up the definitions of all of those things in the papers that I gave you. But what we're going to do real quick, we're going to review the kinds of notes we talked about. So quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. And then we're going to talk about the notes on the first string that we learned today, okay? So this is a whole note right here, and a whole note gets 4 beats, okay? So if we're playing a whole note, it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, off, okay? And I want you guys to notice how I counted out loud when I played, okay? It's really important for you to count out loud when you play. So again, a whole note gets 4 beats. So if we're playing a whole note, it would sound something like 1, 2, 3, 4, off, okay? This is a half note right here, and a half note, it looks like a whole note, except it has a stem, okay? And if we're counting a half note, we're gonna count to 2 because a half note gets 2 beats. So it goes like this, 1, 2, off. Again, that's 1, 2, off. Okay, and a quarter note gets 1 beat, so it's kind of a quick note, okay? It goes like this, 1, off. One more time, 1, off. So just to review, a whole note looks like that, it gets 4 beats. A half note looks like that, it gets 2 beats. And a quarter note looks like that. It has a head and a stem, but the head is filled in. Usually it's solid black. So that's a quarter note, and it gets 1 beat, okay? So we talked about 3 notes today, 3 different notes on the first string. And remember, our first string is the thinnest string on the guitar, okay? So we talked about an E note. And to play an E note, we just play the first string open, okay? And then we talked about an F note. To play an F note, we put our first finger, so remember thumb 1, 2, 3, 4 on our left hand. We put our first finger in the first fret, okay? And then a G, we play with our thumb 1, 2, 3, our third finger, and we put our third finger in the 3rd fret, okay? So when you see a note on the staff right here, it's not gonna say E in it. It'll just be a whole note or a quarter note or a half note. But it'll be in, if you see a note in that space, you're gonna play the first string open, okay? If you see a note on the last line of the staff, that's an F note, and you're gonna put your first finger in the 1st fret on the first string. All these notes are on the first string. And then if you see a G, kind of reminds me of like a little bird sitting on top of a wire or something. If you see a G, you're going to put your 3rd finger in the 3rd fret on the first string, and you're going to play that note, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the page that you need to do for homework. Remember, we split that 1 exercise into 3 exercises, and I'm going to go ahead and play that for you right now so that you guys can play along with me if you want. So here's the first exercise. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And you don't need to play it as fast as I just did, but if you work your way up to that tempo during the week, that's okay. Here's exercise number 2. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And here's exercise number 3, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. All right, guys. So that is a quick recap of what we talked about for week 2. If you need to watch this video 100 times, watch it 100 times. That's totally okay. That's what it's here for. If this video doesn't answer any of the questions that you have, feel free to email me. Again, my email is adam@learnmusicnc.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, all right? So a couple little things. Make sure you're using the right fingers in the right fret. So for F, first finger, first fret. For G, third finger in the third fret. And for E, you're not going to use a finger because it's open. And do yourself a favor and count out loud when you play. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next week, all right?